Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody has had a lovely start to their week. I hope you're all staying strong. I hope you're getting exercise and you're learning lots and being happy. Welcome Carolina, our moderator, to our chat. Welcome so many students in the class already. Hi Mohammed. Welcome, Pachu. Good to see many students. Welcome, members. Hi, Mal. Hi, Arda. Hi, Harwinder. Hi, Amu. Nice to see everyone here. Today, everybody, in today's class, we will be focusing on an IELTS speaking part 1, and specifically, we will be looking for these Band 9 answers, and we're going to be practicing. So, again, today we will do some live speaking practice, hopefully with some volunteers. So get ready, members. Today will be another chance for you to practice speaking. I will give you feedback, score estimates, and the like. This lesson, students, is brought to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Please visit us there. For the general IELTS, please check us out at gieltshelp.com. I'll show you these websites because we will use this website today for some speaking practice, okay? So here we go, everyone. Let me show you this real quick. All right, so this is our academic IELTS website here at aehelp.com. You can click this big red button to join our premium package, or you can create a free account to try it for free by clicking this green try demo button, okay? So when you click on this button, you can create a user. It's really easy. It just takes your name and your email. And then you have a My Student account. And again, members especially, I'm going to ask for some volunteers today. So please do this if you haven't already. When you have a My Student account, you have lots and lots of different options. You have computer-based IELTS practice exams. You have a full online course, lots of video lessons, etc. But what we're going to use today is this student partner speaking, and this is free for everyone, okay? This student partner speaking, let me get it even bigger here. There it is. Boom, there you go. So there's the student partner speaking. If you're on a mobile phone, it'll look more like this for you as well. So if you are on a mobile and you want to get the app, you can use that QR code, but for today we need to use the computer, so it's better if somebody has a computer for today's speaking. So here's the student partner speaking, and you click on that and then you accept. And then here we already have MD Hamidul in here. Hopefully we'll have more students in here in a bit. So we're going to be using this in a few minutes to practice and analyze some speaking today, okay? So the student speaking partner function. Let me introduce to you speaking part 1, and then we'll get going with the lesson, okay? Welcome Mohammed, Raj, and Rumi to our General English YouTube channel as well. Okay, everyone, here we go. All right. Again, you can just go to your app store and get our apps as well. So you can download Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help from your app store. Install those apps, and you can link the apps to your web account. We don't have the speaking functions in the apps yet, but we will later on. And you can follow us on Instagram as well. If you have questions, how to use the speaking on the website, or about English, about grammar, you can always send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com, okay? We'll have lots of classes today, so we're doing speaking part 1. This is for everyone, and then we'll have, again, speaking part 1 tomorrow, members, where we're going to do lots of practice. So make sure you come prepared and practice, and then we'll do task 2 writing class tomorrow as well, okay? Arda, yeah, you can have a voice call with me tomorrow if you're not feeling ready today. That's absolutely fine, okay? All right, everyone, so let's get into some IELTS speaking. I'm going to give you a little bit of explanation, and then you can practice this while we do some voice calls here, okay? So here we go. This is IELTS speaking part 1. Now, the speaking section of the IELTS interview, it's separate from the listening, reading, writing, okay? So usually you have to go at a different time, sometimes even on a different day. If your speaking is on a different day than your listening, reading, writing, in my opinion, that's a good situation because that gives you extra energy and time to prepare. So if you have the option to have it on a different day, I recommend taking it on a different day, okay? If not, if you have to do it on the same day, then it is what it is. Do your best, okay? So the speaking interview takes about 12 minutes. It has three parts. Part 1 that we're doing today, it's some general questions about hobbies or about reading books, listening to music. It will focus on one of these general topics mostly, okay? So if the examiner starts talking to you about listening to music, then part 1 will be 4 or 5 questions about you listening to music. Today, we're actually going to focus on paper and computer, okay? So sometimes they have these kinds of part 1s where, like, let's talk about paper and computer, and then it's a little bit of a comparative, okay? So there's a bit of comparison going on there. We'll talk more about that in a bit, okay? All right, students, this is speaking, so make sure to speak and repeat, okay? So copy my intonation, copy my pronunciation. I'm speaking with a West Coast North American accent. You could say Canadian accent, but I think it's more accurate to say West Coast accent. So the English that you hear me use, this is the type of pronunciation you will hear in Vancouver, Victoria, Seattle, Oregon, Washington, and California, like San Francisco, for instance, Los Angeles. You'll hear this similar kind of clean, crisp, quick English, okay? So make sure to speak and repeat. It's good practice, okay? Let's pretend, okay? Just imagine, really visualize. I see a couple people are having some speaking exams shortly here, so good luck with that. Make sure to visualize, okay, and imagine that you are actually in this test center, all right? And so the examiner will look maybe something like me, maybe very different. They might have the same accent as me, or they might be speaking with a British accent, or even an international accent, just with really good English, okay? So be ready for that. Okay, and the first question that the examiner will always ask you is, may I see your identification? They have to see that, okay? So when you walk into the speaking interview, the examiner will say, okay, welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. It has 3 parts. I will give you instructions for each. Currently, we are conducting the exam in Chicago. The time right now is 15 o'clock, and this is candidate number 7954321. May I see your identification? Okay. And here they want you to show you the identification. Before COVID, they used to take it and look at it, but now because of COVID, they just want you to show it and hold it. And then they'll match it with their registration papers just to make sure that you are the correct person sitting the exam. So give me a nice full sentence, okay? The first tip is this is not a chit-chat, students. It's very important you recognize this. IELTS is not a chit-chat, You must speak in full sentences with complete ideas fluently. That is so very important, okay, to get a band 9. You cannot get a band 8 or a band 9 without that, okay? Arda says, gladly, just a moment, please. Here we go. Here is my ID that I used to register for this test a couple of weeks ago. Please have a look. Let me just pop out the chat here so I don't get a sore neck. Okay, and I'm going to move this down here so I can see it a bit better. There we go. Mi Yen says, gladly, here is the ID that I used for registration a couple of weeks ago. Please take a look. Nice, Mi Yen. Okay, so nice and fluent, everyone. Make sure you're copying what I'm saying. Rashika says, here's my passport that I used to register for this exam 2 weeks before. Please have a look. Rashika, we would never say before 2 weeks ago. That's awkward. It's like doubling. So 2 weeks ago or 2 weeks before. Okay. Muhammad Karim says, yes, sure. Here you go. Here is the ID that I used to register for this exam. Please have a look. Muhammad Karim, I think you have a missing word there between you go that I used. Okay, so make sure that you're accurate and you have all the parts. Anurag says, yes, here's my passport, which I used to sign up for the IELTS exam. Please take a look at it. Very good. Okay, that's nice and natural as well. Bakrat says, certainly, sir. Here's my passport that I used to register for the exam a couple of weeks ago. Please have a look. Nice. Okay, so good. Lots of you are recognizing that indeed you need to show this fluency right away. Okay, so good, good. Here we go. Repeat after me. May I see your identification? Yes, gladly. Here is my passport that I used for registration a couple of weeks back. Please have a look. Okay, yeah, so just something nice and fluent and natural. Okay, when you're at home practicing this, practice some different ways to respond so that you can really come across confident and natural, right? And then the next question they will ask you is, what is your full name? And again, answer in a complete sentence, okay? They should not interrupt you if you're speaking fluently and accurately. So, what is your full name? Okay, give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Okay, all right. And I see a couple of students are saying, oh, sir, the board is not clear. If it's not clear for you, adjust to 720p, okay? That's why I pinned that comment at the top. Set your YouTube to 720. The reason why is we're using an ultra-low latency stream. We're almost in real time. There's very little difference between us, very little lag, okay? So that's why you have to use 720p in these live classes. Okay, Kumar Satyam says, my name is Kumar Satyam. You can call me Sam. Kumar, in that case, I would say, please call me by my nickname, Sam, okay? So, if you say my full name is Kumar Satyam, I would also add Satyam being my family name, but please call me by my nickname, Sam. Okay, so Kumar, this is what I would say, and everybody can repeat after me. Kumar Satyam, I think, is a very common name as well. We'd probably find a lot of Kumar Satyams. So I'll explain why I would answer this way, and then you'll see the logic, okay? So here we go. Here's the question. Repeat after me. What is your full name? My full name is Kumar Satyam, Satyam being my family name, but please call me by my nickname, Sam, okay? So, Kumar, the reason I would answer this way in this kind of an interview is because there are so many different kinds of names in the world, and yes, most people would figure out that your first name is Kumar and your family name is Satyam, But in different countries, this is done differently. So in some countries, they mention the family name first and then the given name. In some countries, given names sound like family names sound like given names. It can be really confusing. And so it's just nice to know for the examiner, what is your actual given name? What is your actual family name, okay? In this case, just a simple extra phrase here, Satyam being my family name. Automatically I know, okay, Kumar is your given name. You're keeping it short, but you're keeping it as a full sentence. Now, Sam really does not have any relation to the name Kumar or Satyam. I can kind of see a similar sound in Satyam and Sam, but to me that's definitely a nickname, okay? So if you would like to be called by a nickname, then make it clear for the examiner that here you're going with a nickname, so a name that you picked up for some reason and you feel comfortable with that name, okay? So here we go. Repeat after me. What is your full name? My full name is Kumar Satyam. Satyam being my family name, but please call me by my nickname Sam. And then I would say, okay, Sam, what helps you to relax? And I would ask you this next question. Is everybody clear on name clarification? So when you're giving your name, think about the international audience. So think about the global world, okay? So you have to consider that names work differently in different places, and this examiner, they might have just arrived to your country 2 days ago to be the examiner at this particular test, so they might not be that familiar necessarily with your culture yet, okay? So I see Arvindian says sure, Amu says yeah, okay? All right, so good. Okay, Kumar Satyam says, yep, I got it. All right, so be clear with your name. That sets the tone, it sets the mood, okay? All right, let's answer this question here, everyone. What helps you to relax, okay? So there's lots of ways the examiner might ask this. Okay, what do you do in your free time? It's kind of like your relaxation time. Okay, so what helps you to relax? Give me a nice full sentence for this one. Okay. All right. Anurag, both fluency and grammar are very important. Okay. Marjona Karimova says, when I need to take rest, I listen to music or just look at nature. Okay, what do you mean, Marjona? Like, do you go for a hike or do you watch a nature documentary? When you say look to nature or look at nature, it doesn't really tell me much in the sense of what you're actually doing. Like, are you looking at nature out your window? So, Marjona, you want to be a little bit more accurate here, okay? So, this is Marjona's answer here, okay? So let me just do a quick analysis here on this. So Marjona is stating, when I need to relax, okay, I listen to music. We don't count music, okay, music is non-count, all right? So I listen to music or just look, not to the nature, that doesn't make too much sense, but look at nature. Okay, we look at something, or we would say I watch nature. Okay, all right, so here, Marjona, as long as you don't make a mistake with the plural, with the S, okay, and as long as you don't make a mistake with the prepositions, you have a good conditional sentence. So this is a conditional sentence. It's a real condition. You're using when, which is a good use of the condition here for a real condition, so it's a real conditional. Okay, here you're using the word relax, or you say when I need to take relax. We don't say take relax. Take relax is bad English, okay? So take a rest, all right? That's the expression. So if you want to use the correct expression, it's when I need to take a rest. I listen to music or just look at nature. Now, this would still only be, even with correct English, this would still only be like a band 6, okay? So we need to continue this. We need to finish this with what I'm saying is that I like to go for a hike on the mountain trail near my home, about a kilometer away. Or I like to watch a nature documentary. Okay. Just before this exam, I went for a half-hour hike. Okay, so this would be your band 9 level response, Marjona. And the reason why is because now we have clean, complex grammar, okay, in the condition. So we have this, when I need to take a rest, I listen to music or just look at nature. And then here we have an explanation, okay? So the explanation is really important. You should always be thinking explanation on your IELTS exam after you answer. What I'm saying is that I like to go for a hike on the mountain trail near my home, about a kilometer away, or I like to watch nature documentaries. So that's your explanation. And then here's your example. And I would say you need examples about 70% of the time for these questions, okay? So about 70% of the time you want to give a smooth flowing example, okay, to these questions so that it makes it even clearer. And then you can get this awesome band 9 score, okay? That's clear for everybody? Okay. Kuhok, a hike is when you're going for a walk in the woods, okay? When you're not walking in the city, you're not walking on concrete, but you're walking on a trail, a soil trail, okay, or a trail that's on rocks or something like that, and you're going for a hike, okay? So it's not flat, even ground, but it's in nature, all right? So this is what's needed to get that band 9, okay? Is everybody clear on that? Okay. All right. So again, for those of you that are just tuning in, set your YouTube resolution to 720p for real-time interaction. Okay. Arvindian is asking, should the example be the truth? No, absolutely not. In fact, it's much easier sometimes to just come up with a fake example. Okay. Marjona says, okay, I got it. Good, Marjona. All right. Yeah. Okay, so again, everybody just remember the key to a high score is answer, okay, plus explanation, plus example, okay? You need to have these 3 elements. So let's practice this for one more question here, and then we will do some live real voice practice and analysis. Okay, so here the examiner will introduce the topic of speaking part 1. So they'll say something like, okay, let's talk about a general topic. Let's talk about paper and computer. Okay, so let's talk about paper and computer. Okay, first question. How often do you write on paper? Okay, so give me an answer, an explanation, and an example. Okay, so give me an answer, explanation, example. How often do you write on paper? When you have this how often question, you want to think about frequency, like always, sometimes, rarely, never. So how often do you write on paper? And then you want to give quantitative measure as well, like 2 times a week, 5 times a day, all day, every day, okay? So give quantitative measures. All right, so Mi Yen says, these days I no longer write on paper like I used to, as I have to study online and I use my laptop a lot. I mostly use Microsoft Word to write my lessons, or if the teacher sends me an assignment, I can easily copy and paste that to the app. It's much faster and more convenient. 3 days ago when my teacher asked me to write down the homework, I typed it right on the laptop I used to study. Me, and it's not bad, but you do kind of go off topic and you start to talk about typing on computer. You want to answer the question, Mien, and stay with the topic of writing on paper. So Mien, I would say that you're using good English, but your English could be more accurate. Okay? So you should say, these days I no longer write on paper like I used to, as I study online and use my computer a lot. I probably write on paper only once every couple of days. I remember 2 days ago I wrote down some ideas on a piece of paper while I was going out of the home to meet up with my friends. Okay, so stay on the topic of paper. All right. Let's see who else. Resto says, I sometimes use paper to jot down some notes when I'm preparing for exams. Reason being, it helps me in my understanding and remembering various important pointers. In fact, for IELTS, I use this method to study. Very good, Resto. Yeah, I like it, and I like how you're using some very nice expressions. And expressions and idiomatic language is important for a Band 9. So here is Resto's answer. Everybody will see it now. All right, so here we go. The question again, repeat after me, is how often do you write on paper? And here's Resto's answer. I sometimes use paper to jot down some notes. I really like this expression here that Resto is using, jot down. Okay, jot down means to just like quickly take a couple of notes. Okay, like maybe a new vocabulary. I jot down the meaning of a new vocabulary. Okay, so I sometimes use paper to jot down some notes when I'm preparing for exams. And I love this part here because this is showing me complex grammar. This is again a conditional of time, of real time. The dependent clause comes after the independent clause in this case. We could reverse this, students. We could say, when I'm preparing for exams, I sometimes use paper to jot down some notes. Okay. And then here, this is nice natural language. Reason being, it helps me in understanding and remembering various important pointers. In fact, for IELTS, I used the same method to help me remember vocabulary. I created a number of flashcards. So I wrote on paper at least 5 times a day. Okay, so just finishing off this this sentence by Resto. Okay, and now this would be considered a Band 9 response as long as you're saying this nice and smooth. Okay. All right, everyone. So doing good. Okay, Riza Corp says. Let's see if I can find you again, Riza. I'm not sure. Yeah, Riza, there you go. So Riza says, since I'm working in the office, I usually write on paper. Just like yesterday, I wrote the minutes of a meeting for my boss. Okay, good. All right. Here, I'll give you a quick answer just so you can kind of see what I would say. Okay, so I often write on paper. I would say at least 3 to 4 times daily. Because I like the way paper is permanent in comparison to the computer. I mean that It is there in front of me, and I can reference it anytime I'm sitting at my desk. I wrote some important points down for this interview last night on a Post-it, which I stuck on my fridge. Okay, so this would be my answer. It's the same level as Resto's was here. Okay, so how often do you write on paper? I often write on paper. I would say at least 3 to 4 times daily, because I like the way paper is permanent in comparison to the computer. I mean that it is there in front of me and I can reference it at any time I'm sitting at my desk. I wrote some important points down for this interview last night on a Post-it, which I stuck on my fridge. Okay, so answer, explanation, and example. Okay, students, we're going to practice this question now. What is better about writing on a computer? Okay, but for this one, we are going to hopefully find a volunteer to practice this speaking with a real voice call, everyone. So everybody can be thinking about this question and answer. What is better about writing on a computer? So think about comparisons. And my question is, who would like to practice with me speaking for this question on our website? Okay, I'm going to use my headset. I recommend using a headset and your computer for this. I'm going to give you instructions in the chat, okay, what to do, and I'm going to be looking for some volunteers. So while you're all thinking about your answers, okay, hopefully we already have some people registered for a free or full account on our website, okay. So I'm putting the instructions into the chat so everybody will see it. Carolina says there's lots of volunteers. Okay, I'll pick someone in a second. I'm just going to give all the instructions here. Arvindian, yes, it is absolutely free. Now, importantly, make sure that you enable your microphone and your speaker on your browser, okay? It has to be enabled. I think last time a couple people didn't have it enabled, okay? And then I'm going to ping you, okay? All right. So all the instructions are now in there, okay? All right. Fatma, yeah, you can absolutely volunteer. Let's see. I know Sammy really wanted to volunteer. I don't know if Sammy's in this class. Last time I told him that he can volunteer. So, all right. Fatma, I'm going to be looking for you on the website, okay? So I'm giving priority to our members here for this at the start, and then we'll take some other students as well. So hang in there, okay? We'll take a few different people. Okay, let me hop over to our website. All right, and then I'll get into the interface here as well. So just a little bit of patience. Okay. All right. Okay, so we've got lots of people in here. We've got Mahidul, Surujan, Niyaz, Pachu, Carolina, and Arwind. Okay, Arwind, I think you're in the live chat if I'm not mistaken. So, Arwind, would you like to practice this this question with us so that everybody can? Yeah, okay. I think Arwind's in there. So let me message you, Arwind, just so we're on the same page here. Okay. All right. Okay, and we can't use video. We're just going to use audio. Okay. So, Arwind, would you like to volunteer for some live class questions? Let's see if you get my message here. Arwind, and then we can practice this, okay? So again, I see Carolina, I see Pachu, I see Niaz, Sujan in here as well. So just hang in there, everyone. We'll see. Okay, there's Arwind says yes. Awesome, Arwind. Thumbs up. Super. Okay, Arwind, I'm going to call you. Make sure that you enabled your microphone and speaker, and then we'll practice these questions. And then we'll go through them in class. So here we go. Let me give you a buzz. Hello, Arwind.
Yeah, hello?
Hi, Arwind. I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, everything is fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Can Great. Arwind, thank you for volunteering. Arwind, I'm just going to make sure everybody else can hear you okay. Can everybody else hear Arwind okay? Yeah? Arwind, count to 5 for us.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Awesome, Arwind. Not only did you count, but you counted in reverse. That's fantastic. You're super.
Sorry.
All right, Arwind. Okay, so we're going to practice 1 or 2 questions, okay, Arwind? And just like what I was saying in the class, so you want to give an answer, an explanation, and an example, okay? All right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Let's hop back to our question here. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay. All right, so what is better about writing on a computer?
Okay, fine. I would love to type on a computer. It has its own advantages when compared to handwritten. The reason is uh, it has like more. It has a standard handwriting, like anyone can understand it, rather than using a handwritten. Like each and every one of us have a different handwriting, and moreover, we can edit it as often as we can. And there is no striking as this. And moreover, like finally, I would like to conclude with it can be used as a top fast typewriting. Like we won't feel any hand pain. For example, back then during my 12th standard, I used to type 1,000 words thesis, whereas I could not even write 500 words in a paper on a paper.
Awesome. Okay, that's a great answer. So I'm going to just analyze that, okay, and give you some feedback. So I think you have great fluency, okay? You've got good vocabulary. So your fluency is about a band 7, 5 to 8. Your vocabulary is about a band 7. The coherence, your pronunciation is fantastic. You have no problems there. It's easily a band 7, 8, okay? The coherence could be a little bit better. So what I mean by that is you need to say the answer, explanation, example, but you want to say it a little bit shorter, okay? So you're saying a little bit too much. And if you speak like this, the examiner might interrupt you because they feel like, oh, you're speaking a bit too much, right? So you want to give 1 answer, 1 explanation, and 1 example. Don't, here you gave me like 2 or 3 different explanations. So you said that it has its advantages because it's easier to read. The word here is it's more legible. So let me give you this vocabulary, okay? Legible means it can be read, okay? So it's easy to read.
Yeah.
All right. And that's fine. That's enough. You can, so even if you just say that 1 explanation that it's more legible, that's enough. And then you can say, I have terrible handwriting. It looks like chicken scratch, and my teachers always complain when I'm doing handwritten work. So they prefer me to hand in documents. Last week, I typed up a 1,000-word thesis and handed that in, and then finish, okay? So a little bit more concise, a little bit shorter, and then your mark will be higher, and you won't be interrupted, so the examiner won't interrupt you, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so that was good. The other word that could be useful in your answer is penmanship. Okay,
Yes.
penmanship is our style of writing. So you can say each person has different penmanship. Do you want to try that? Just repeat after me. Each person has different penmanship.
Yeah. Each person has a different penmanship.
So writing on a computer is more legible usually.
So writing on a computer is more legible usually.
Perfect. Very, very nice.
Thank
Okay,
you.
awesome. So good. So keep it up and practice that. So what you want to practice, okay, is
Sure.
you want to practice just being more concise. So answer, explain, example. Or answer, explain, explain, example. But don't explain, 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 okay? So keep your explanation a little bit shorter, okay, Arwind?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So I'll be using these techniques tomorrow. Like I have my exam tomorrow.
Yeah,
It was a
absolutely.
coincidence that I saw your live on YouTube, and it
Mm-hmm.
was really fantastic to learn about your tips
Awesome,
and
Arwind.
advices.
That's
Yeah,
great. Well, I wish you really good luck on your exam
thank you so
tomorrow.
much.
And I'm sure
Yeah,
you'll do fine. I'm sure you'll do fine. So just stay calm, answer, explain,
sure, definitely.
example. And I bet that you're going to get like a band 7.5 on your speaking. When you get your results, Arwin, come back to maybe the live class and share it with us. But I predict that you're going to get a band 7.5 at least, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much. Even I hope to get band 7.5 at least
Yeah,
because I'm little calm. But yeah, I'll take the tips surely. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, Arwin, and be confident. Okay, thank you so much. We'll take another student for another question. Thanks for
sure,
volunteering.
definitely. Yeah,
Okay. All right, everybody, please give a nice applause to Arwind. I know it takes a lot of bravery, to volunteer in these kinds of live classes with 280 plus people watching. So please applaud for Arwind. Okay, Pachu, I see that you are also in the chat. Pachu is one of our regular students. Pachu, would you like to practice for the next question? Okay. So again, here everybody, we're using our website, aehelp.com. This is where you can interact with other students. Okay, so Pachu, I'm looking for you here. Let me just send you a message, okay? I can actually message you in here. So hi, Pachu. Would you like to volunteer for some live IELTS class speaking? Okay, I don't think anybody's seeing that because I haven't switched you over yet, but I will. All right, here we go. So there you can see I'm just messaging Pachu here. Hi, Pachu. Would you like to volunteer for some live class speaking? So right now we're going to be looking at the next question. The next question right now that we're looking at from today is when is a paper more useful than a computer for writing? Okay, so that's the question that we're looking at right now. And we're looking for a volunteer to practice this with. So I've just messaged Pachu, but Pachu hasn't written back. Okay, let's see. We have some other people here. Srujan is in here. Okay, let's try Srujan. All right. You can also message me on the YouTube chat, everyone, because I can see you there as well. Okay. All right. So, oops, nope, not that one. It's not the one I want. Here, let me go. All right, let's see this one. Okay. Sujan, would you like to volunteer for live class speaking? All right. So when you're using this function, students, on the web page to practice your speaking with each other, this is kind of the nice way to do it, is just message each other first. Like, I'm practicing IELTS speaking right now. I'm practicing talking about computers. Do you want to practice with me? And then you can send somebody a message like what I just did here, and then they'll say, okay, sure. All right. Feel free to message me, by the way, if you see me here. I see that there's lots of people here. All right. I don't see anything there. All right, let me take another student. Okay, there's Bakrat. Bakrat, you are one of our members. Would you like to practice? So, would you like to volunteer? Okay, if you get my message, just send me a message back. If you're ready to volunteer, then we'll simply start the conversation. I'll ask you the question, and then I'll analyze your response and let you know your band score and what you need to do a little bit better. So, Bakrat, if you're there, would you like to volunteer? Let me see. Oh, Pachu said yes. Okay, Pachu. All right. So let me try Pachu then. If Pachu said yes, let me try Pachu. I don't know why I didn't see your response there, Pachu, but let me give you a call. Okay. So this is Pachu Ray. Hopefully I can connect with Pachu. If you're hearing me on YouTube, Pachu, make sure that you enable your microphone and your speakers on the website through your browser. All right, we've got Pachu ringing here, but no pickup. Okay, again, this is easier, everyone, if you're using a computer. Using your mobile phone could be a bit tricky here. All right, we'll try Pachu a little bit later. All right, let me try to ring Bakrat. I'm just cold calling everyone here from our members. All right, we'll see if we can get Bakrat on the line here. All right. Okay. Let's see. Carolina, so Carolina's our moderator. I'm going to, Carolina, would you like to do a question with me? I just want to make sure that everything's working okay. I'm not sure if it's the system or if students are just being shy, or maybe the system's being overloaded. So Carolina, would you like to do a question with me for everyone here? And then I'll just double check to make sure that the system's okay that way. And then if it is, then I can keep trying some other students for some other questions as well. Are you okay with that, Carolina, to do just a quick test call here for this question? Carolina's over in South America. Okay, so I'm going to call Carolina, and then we'll do this question and we'll go from there. So here we go, Carolina. It's possible that our servers are being overloaded, maybe.
Hello.
Hi, Carolina.
Hi, Adrian.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. And it sounds like Carolina's able to connect, so our system should be okay. So again, students, just a reminder, make sure you enable your microphone and your speakers in your browser for the website. Okay, you usually have to do that. Okay, Carolina, let's practice one question, then we'll give a chance to some other students, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let me ask you this question then, Carolina. Let me show the question to everybody. So, when is a paper more useful than a computer for writing?
I would say that a paper is even more beneficial than a computer when there are no connection or a computer next to the person. So if they need to write down something really quickly, for example, the list of groceries, I believe that it's easier for people to write it down in a paper.
Okay, thank you, Carolina. So I've gotten most of it down. So you said, I would say that a paper is more beneficial than a computer when there's no connection, or a computer next to the person when a person needs to write down something very quickly, like a grocery list. Writing on paper is better.
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot the example.
Yeah. So an example at the end, like yesterday when I picked up groceries, I wrote down 5 items: milk, cheese, and so on. Sure, so an example, you're right, is missing there, and it's good that you identified that. I like how you started this sentence naturally. So I would say that is a very common expression used by native speakers to start an answer as well, especially when we're thinking about the answer. So I would say that is nice, natural expression. You would definitely get about a band 7 for your response. Okay. Your explanation was a little bit awkward. So you said when there is no connection. Instead of when there's no connection, I might have said something like when there's no electricity or when there's no power instead of the word connection. Okay.
Okay.
Because I think connection, you meant like maybe the internet connection, but I suppose you could write something on the computer without the internet, right? So I think you're referring more to not having power or electricity, which is true, right? Like if you're on a camping trip in the forest and you don't have batteries or you don't have power, right? So you used some nice complex language when a person needs to write down something very quickly, like a grocery list. That was really good English there, okay? Instead of using the word something, students, always try to find better nouns. So even the word something is kind of like the word thing. So instead of using the word something, you want to use a better noun. What would be a better noun, Carolina, than something? So when a person needs to write down something very quickly, can you replace the word something with a better word?
Word?
Words is okay. Think about another one. Information, for instance.
Information, yes.
Or ideas. Or you could say list of objects. Okay, so replacing the words something, thing, and stuff will always lead to better communication. So you always want to practice that when you catch yourself saying something. So even in the real IELTS, you could say when a person needs to write down something, I mean information or ideas, like a grocery list, writing on paper can often be better because it's more accessible. Okay, can you try that, Carolina? So I'm going to repeat that one more time and then try repeating it, okay? So when a person needs to write down something, I mean information or ideas very quickly, like a grocery list, paper is better.
Okay.
Try it.
When a person needs to write down something like information or a list of objects, very quickly, like a grocery list, writing on paper is better, a better option.
That's a band 8 to a band 9. So that's how you move from a band 7 to a band 8 level speaking, okay? So that was much better. Why? Because immediately your lexical resource has gone up. Okay, so now instead of just the word something, I know that you know the words like information, ideas, list of objects correctly in context. So it's a much more fluent, accurate, higher level response. So that would be a band 8. Awesome, Carolina, thank you so much. It's always amazing to have you. Everybody give Carolina a round of applause. She did a fantastic job and she proved to us that the system is working. So students, make sure the settings are right on your end, okay? And it should work for you when you're connecting with others. Thanks a ton, Carolina, and thank you always for moderating these classes as well.
No problem.
Okay. All right, so we'll take one more student then. So we still have, okay, so we have Arvind and Srujan. Arvind, we've already done a bit of speaking. Bakrat has messaged me back. Let's see. Okay, so Bakrat says, yes, you can call me now. Okay, Bakrat, I'm going to give you a call and then we'll go on to the next question. The next question will be, do you like to read on paper or on the computer? So I'm going to ask Bakrat this question here. Do you like to read on paper or on the computer? Why? Okay, Bakrat, so this is the question. Everybody else can think about your answers as well. So we'll get Bakrat on the line, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully, Bakrat, you'll be able to respond here. Okay, Bakrat, I'm going to give you a call. So get ready here. There you are. Okay. Hello.
Hi, Adrian. How are you?
I'm good, Bakrat. It's good to hear your voice.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you for being a member, Bakrat, and for participating in the classes. Thank you for your support, and thanks for volunteering for this question. That's very brave of you, and I'm happy to have you in the chat with me. Okay, Bakrat, so let's go to this question now. Okay, so again, think about an answer, explanation, and example. All right. Do you like to read on paper or on the computer?
I prefer reading on computer as compared on paper. I mostly read newspaper by downloading from daily newspaper website. It is more convenient, and also it is also save time to buy a newspaper. A newspaper cost 10 rupees, so I can also save a 10 rupees for my pocket money, and I can also make a comment and save unknown words into my dictionary. And last time I read a newspaper which is about air pollution. Uh, it was an article about air pollution, and I did commented some few lines that I was not unknown, and it was very useful to writing uh, on essay.
Okay. All right. Bakrat, very good. Okay, Bakrat, so you would get about a band 6 to 6.5 for your response, okay? About a band 6 to 6.5. I'll break it down for you, okay? So your coherence score is actually quite high. So your coherence score is like a band 7 to 8, okay? 7.5 even, okay? And your lexical resource mark is, I think, easily a band 7-ish, okay? Your grammatical range and accuracy are quite high, again, 7 to 8. Where you're losing marks is in your fluency. So your fluency is closer to a band 5, okay? That means that you're speaking a bit too slowly. So I can tell that you're really thinking about how to put together your words so that they're clear. And your fluency is pulling down your mark. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes, sir. I got it.
So if you would have said the exact same answer but faster, so about 30% faster, your band score would easily be a band 7, even an 8. Okay, so as long as you're speaking 30% faster. Okay, same information, same answer, 30% faster. So what you need to do is you need to practice with people lots so that you can increase your speed of speaking. Okay, all right. So you said, I prefer, I'm just going to mute you here, Bakrat, for a second, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, just a second. Okay. All right, so Bakrat said, I prefer reading on a computer rather than on paper. That was a really good answer, very, very clear, good use of the word rather, okay? And then, Bakrat, you went into an explanation. I mostly read on the newspaper because I can save money. Like a printed newspaper costs 10 rupees, but on the computer it's free, okay? So that was good. And then you also said I can also save unknown words to my dictionary, which was good. Bakrat, where you spoke a little bit too long and it was a bit confusing was the example. So in the example, you started to talk about reading an article about air pollution, and it was really, really long. There you should have kept it a little bit shorter. All you need to do for the example is just keep your example short and clear, okay? So all you needed to say there was, yesterday, I read an article on air pollution on my computer. I saved money and I learned 5 new words. Okay, Bakrat?
Yeah,
So,
got it, sir.
okay, so let me just bring your audio back here. Just give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so everybody can hear Bakrat now. So Bakrat, again, the example, keep it shorter, okay? Otherwise, the examiner is going to interrupt you. So your example, short and to the point. So here we go. Listen to me, Bakrat, and then just repeat. Yesterday, I read an article on air pollution on my computer. I saved money and I learned 5 new words. Okay, try it.
Okay, I think it's a long. Can we keep it short?
Yeah, make it even shorter. Yesterday, I read an article on my computer. I saved money and learned 5 new words.
Yesterday, I read an article on a newspaper, and I can save money.
Now, careful with your information. So not newspaper, on the computer, right? Because that's what you're saying. So one more time, listen to me and then just repeat. So yesterday, I read an article on the newspaper. I saved money and I learned 5 new words.
Yesterday, I read an article on a newspaper, and I can save money. And I can also write 5 new letters.
New words. Okay, so again, practice, Bakrat. So careful with your verb tenses. I read an article, and careful.
Professor, I'm nervous.
Of course, and that's absolutely okay to be nervous, Bakrat. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
yeah, don't worry about it. So again, just pay attention to your verb tenses and the information.
That's why I'm not coming. Can you hear me?
I can, yeah, I can. And yeah, like I say, just stay calm. Don't worry about it. Just keep practicing, okay? And pay attention to the information always. So read on the computer, not the newspaper. Okay, Bakrat, thank you so much for volunteering. We're going to do more speaking for members tomorrow, Bakrat. So we'll do some more practice tomorrow if you're in tomorrow's class, okay?
Thank you, sir, for giving me a chance.
Absolutely. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you in tomorrow's class as well. Thanks, Bakrat. Okay, everybody, give Bakrat a round of applause, please. He was really, really brave. I'm going to give him an applause. It's very brave to practice like this in front of hundreds and hundreds of other students. So thank you so much, Bakrat. That's great. Okay, everyone, so that is a bit of insight into how the speaking works and how the examiner thinks. Hopefully everybody kind of got an idea, not just about the student responses, but also about how the examiner is analyzing your fluency, your lexical resource, your comprehension or your coherence as well. So they're looking at all of those elements, grammatical range as well, okay? So anybody wants to practice with other students, just go to our website, find, again, so I'll show you where this is. So on the general IELTS website at gieltshelp.com, it's the same as the academic. You have your My Student account. In your My Student account, you will have this student partner speaking option. You click on that, you accept the terms that you're going to be nice and polite with everyone, and then you begin practicing, okay? So that's how you practice your speaking with other students for free on our website. So you do not need to have a paid account. But if you like our website, if you like our products, I strongly, strongly recommend joining our premium package, clicking this big red button here to get access to all of the exams, videos, and all of the functions of the website. It doesn't cost a lot, so it's really, really well worth it. Okay, I definitely enjoyed this class with everyone, and I thank all of our volunteers for sharing their bravery with us. I know again that it's you know it's not an easy challenge. So good on you. That's one step closer to being brave on the actual IELTS exam. Tomorrow we're going to have some more classes, everyone. So tomorrow we're doing speaking part 1 for members, just like today's class, but it will be focusing on our members. Everybody can watch that class, of course. If you want to join the chat in that class or the live speaking, then make sure to become a member of our channel by clicking the subscribe button. And we'll have a task 2 writing class for everyone as well tomorrow at this time. So make sure to join me there. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating. Thank you for volunteering. And thank you to our members. Please make sure to join us, subscribe to the channel, and check out our websites. I'm Adrian, and I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. Pachu, I will definitely talk with you next time. I'll keep it in mind, okay? Have a lovely day, everyone, and I'll see you in less than 24 hours. Stay safe, stay strong. Much love to everyone. Bye for now.